Agin Usla to Falcherov Galer Gobalia Fick Horoctic Anu. Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to Castlecoot. It's a special place for me. My late uncle was the postmaster here for many years, up until shortly before his death back in 1985, and his wife Mamie is still a very active member of the community here. Heavily involved in the tidy towns and the villages, really a wonderful example of what a community can achieve. As Cathaoirleach of Roscommon County Council, I'm delighted to be here with you to officially launch the 15th annual Percy French Festival. Festivals are a celebration of who and what we are. They celebrate the forces that have shaped and moulded us and inspire us to be even better versions of ourselves. But a festival like this allows participants to cast a critical eye on life. It is a forum for debate and discussion and encourages powerful and constructive engagement. This festival, in the best traditions of all festivals, holds up a mirror to life and society at large. The Percy French Festival honours a man whose life was shaped by County Roscommon, where he was born. Regrettably, COVID-19 frustrated plans to celebrate the centenary of his death in 2020. Notwithstanding that, the legacy of one of the most gifted songwriters of any generation continues to endure. It is thanks to the vision and tenacity of Kevin Finnerty and his organising team that this festival has endured and grown. Percy French's work continues to receive huge acclaim from national and international audiences. Don McLean, arguably best known for his anthem American Pie, sang a version of The Mountains of Mourne on the Late Late Show many, many years ago, causing the phone switchboard to crash. Indeed, The Mountains of Mourne has since made its way onto Don McLean's Greatest Hits album, a testament to its quality and endurance. French was born in Clooney Quinn House between Tulsk and Alphin in 1854. Growing up, he had a strong and enduring affection for his local community, an affection that continued throughout his life and influenced his works. French studied engineering in Trinity College in Dublin. He later took up a post in Cavan for the then Board of Works, and humorously described himself as an inspector of drains. French's humour and keen observations were constant throughout his life. After French's job at the Board of Works in Cavan ended, and in light of his comedic contributions to the Irish cyclists all through his years in Cavan, he was made editor of a new comic magazine, The Jarvey. The Jarvey was a highly comedic literary journal which dealt occasionally and controversially with the politics of the day. French's humour was based on affection for the lives and personalities he knew and observed at first hand. It was his way of celebrating the ordinary men and women who came into his life, and illustrated that Ireland of his time was a far richer and diverse place than one would imagine. Percy French was also a noted painter of watercolour and colour landscapes, some of which are regarded as the finest landscapes from the early 20th century. His works are proudly displayed in the Oriel Gallery in Dublin, where French lived at the turn of the last century. If French was alive today, I think he would rival and perhaps even surpass the likes of Mario Rosenstock or Oliver Callan for his wit and satire. But that humour was gentle, never vicious or cynical. It was always grounded in affection for the people and places he knew. Are You Right There, Michael? Was a ballad I grew up listening to because it was one of my late father Michael's favourite ballads to sing. It was a song which French wrote parodying the state of the West Clare railway system in rural County Clare. It was inspired by an actual train journey in 1896 because of a slow train and the decision of the driver to stop for no apparent reason. French, though he had left Sligo early in the morning, arrived so late for an 8 p.m. recital that the audience had left. The ballot caused considerable embarrassment for the railway company, which was mocked in music halls across Ireland and Britain because of the song, and it led to an unsuccessful libel action being taken against French. It is said that when French arrived late for the libel hearing, the judge scolded or chided him for his lateness, and French reportedly responded, "Your Honour, I travelled by the West Clare Railway," resulting in the case being thrown out. French was also gifted in expressing his emotions in a poignant yet elegant fashion. The lyrics of the song Gortnamona vividly convey the deep grief he experienced in the death of his first wife, Etty. The Percy French Festival has been a forum for ideas and creative thinking over its 15 years. Proof of that is in the quality of the speakers who regularly contribute to the event. Our President, Michael D. Higgins, has spoken here and is a patron of the festival. This year alone, we have speakers such as Professor Luke Gibbons, who is the son of another great Roscommon man, the late Dr. Hugh Gibbons, a medical doctor and a former member of the senior Roscommon All-Ireland winning team of 1943 and 44, and who later served as a Fianna Fáil TD for Roscommon for 12 years from 1965 to 1977. Another acclaimed political figure and academic who is joining you is Dr. Martin Mansra, whose role as advisor to late Taoiseach Albert Reynolds on Northern Ireland during the emerging Northern peace process of the early 1990s should not be underestimated. Throughout the three-day festival, we have contributors with local connections, such as Cathy Jordan, who along with Donna Hennessy will perform some of Percy French's most enduring songs and melodies. Later in the programme, well next as it will seem, Mike McCarthy of Rathcroghan Visitor Centre will enlighten the festival with the spiritual landscape of Tulsk, a land steeped in history and heritage, and whose focal point, the Celtic royal site of Rathcroghan, has been shortlisted for UNESCO World Heritage status. I think French, were he here with us today, would be a man of many opinions. A commentator of the social climate of his time, the Percy French Festival echoes this in casting a critical eye on the events and institutions of our time, such as the Catholic Church, and as Paul mentioned earlier, the ever-emerging presence of artificial intelligence and the history and culture that marks our lives. Without a critical understanding of our past and indeed of our future, society would find it impossible to embrace the challenges it faces. This festival provides a pathway for debate to debate that future in a holistic and thorough way. It's what Percy French would have certainly wanted. This beautiful house, and Cassacoot House here, has been lovingly restored to its former glory by your host, Kevin. His vision to bring to new audiences the ideals of French deserves great credit for his courage and tenacity to make his ambitions a reality. So may the legacy of Percy French live long, and so too the Percy French Summer School. Here's to the next 15 years and many more festivals to come. I hope you all have a most stimulating and enjoyable festival. Gora Míle Maith.